That bike is probably the smoothest bike that we own. And
it's pretty smooth.
That's what I would think.
France.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
Look at this. The back of our little car has a box in it, and by the name VANPOWERS, you should be able to tell that it has something to do with power. And no, it's not a van. That's a bike. We're going to do a review on a bike that I was highly interested in. Whenever I checked out this company, I couldn't believe the bike. It was something that I've never seen before. It was nothing that I really researched, and you can get it in two options. If you buy it, I suggest you go with the option that I have. And this is coming from a mechanic. And that's because you can buy this thing completely disassembled, that it'll come in a box that is probably this size and maybe a little taller, and the whole bike is in there, and you have to assemble it. And I mean assemble it. Still some assembly required, but nothing compared to what you'd have to do the other way. And there's not very many videos on YouTube right now that show it in this 90% assembled form. So there's no way that this thing was going to get damaged in shipping. Look at this. I'm talking two heavy cardboard boxes. It's got the silver color because I think it looks awesome. I like these light colored tires. They call it kind of a gum colored. So what we have to assemble yet is I have to put the through axle on the front fork onto the tire and wheel. Then I have to put the handlebars on this very unique stem, which has a built-in computer. I don't have to do anything to the back. The controller, the speed controller, the cadence sensor, everything is built into this 350 watt rear hub motor. There's some cool stuff still. I want to show it to you. Look at this seat. I mean, it looks like it's some kind of a fine leather. It's not. I mean, it's a vinyl, but it's very nicely done. Of course, I have to put the seat post in. I have to put the pedals on. There's a couple of reflectors. They give you the tools and the manual to finish this off. Check this out. No gear shift. This is a single speed, and this is a Gates carbon drive belt. How cool is this? All right, is this not the nicest looking bike you've ever seen? It is so cool. It is so cool. And you really don't see anything that tells you it's electric until you get up to it and realize, well, wait a minute, what's this big display here? This is Tektro hydraulic front and rear disc brakes, so no cables. It's all hydraulic. This thing is beautiful. Now you're going to see there's a lot of minimalistic stuff going on here. Again, no shifter. This thing just has that one single speed. Your tires, which are still not inflated, they are bigger appearing than what they are right now, but they are smaller than what you're used to. This is a commuter bike, but more, it's what they call the city Vanture. This is for city riding. These are for people that are riding, you know, bikes just like this that aren't electric. Single speed, no chain, no maintenance. You just ride it, and it's so quiet. I mean, the whole idea behind this is you don't get all that clicking of the chain. You don't have anything that's vibrating around. Power port to charge. You get a 2 amp charger. The fact that the battery isn't overly sized like some of these big heavy bikes, you don't need a 3 amp or a 4 amp charger to charge. You'll get the same kind of charge time because you can go with a smaller battery because you have a smaller frame, a smaller footprint, a smaller motor. And yeah, look, one hand. This is 35 pounds. I'm not doing that with hardly any other bike, that's for sure. The only thing I say is a disadvantage is it is a fingerprint magnet, this silver color, but if you can keep it wiped down, boy, does it look nice. I mean, that just stands out. Listen to this bell. Listen to that duration. So pleasant. You're not going to offend anyone necessarily with this thing whenever you're riding it on the bike trail and you're telling them that you're passing them. It's just a great looking bike. The whole thing that I thought about whenever I first saw it was how cool it is, how well it's made. Again, no welds. These are all joints that these bars are inserted into and locked down. This is a joint. This is a joint here. This is all aluminum alloy that makes it so light. And once you got it assembled, I mean, it's awesome. But I say personally, spend the extra $90 and get it the way I just got it, so you can put it together and start enjoying it. We get a lot of people that comment and say, well, I don't need that big, you know, why do I need the big fat tires, and why do I need that full suspension, and you know, that looks too heavy and I can't put that on my bike rack. And you know, we hear all kinds of things about why they need something a little bit smaller and minimalistic. Well, here you go, this is it. Check out this display. Now I still have the protection on it. I want to leave that on there just in case we do have to transport it in the back of the car. I don't want to scratch it up. But very easy to read, very simple. Battery gauge, mile per hour, and then you can see the normal, tour, power, boost. So there's the 5 settings of assist. Again, it's a sunny day out. I don't know if you can tell by our shadows in that, but it's a pretty sunny day out. So let's go ahead and back this thing out in the sun, the direct sun, and you can still read it. It's not a big deal, and I still have that, like I said, I still have that plastic on there. All right, let's see what this thing does and how well it does it. One thing to take note of is the valves that are on here. They're called Presta valves. You need a special adapter for that. They're not very expensive. You can pick it up at any bike shop, probably Walmart also, but just to let you know, that's something that needs to be done. And of course, since it's me riding it, we're going to put it up to power boost 5 because I'm fat. That's the only way I know how to ride. Well, this thing really does boost. Man, is this smooth. This thing is really smooth. So we're up to 15, 16. I am shocked by how smooth it is. Wow, really smooth. That bike is probably the smoothest bike that we own. I am surprised by how smooth it is, and the brakes are very responsive. And
it's pretty smooth.
That's what I was saying.
France.
Yeah, yeah. It makes you want to ride.
It's comfortable, but it's too tall.
Yeah.
Like you.
Well, it says it in the instructions. It says anybody that's under like 5'6", it's not made for them.
Yeah.
So
but if they made one smaller, it would be perfect.
Yeah.
It's pretty comfortable.
So this is the best part. Go ahead and pick it up.
Oh yeah, it's pretty light.
Yeah. That is very light. If you're looking for a bike that is basic and will get you down the road, I think there's even a sale going on these things right now. But man, this is probably the easiest one to transition to if you are if you normally ride a bike and it's an inexpensive bike like a Walmart bike or something. You're like, man, I just need something a little bit nicer. This is definitely nicer, and it will get you into the electric bike market pretty easily. Again, like I said, there's a separate battery that you can add onto this that makes the range even greater. I would feel comfortable saying that this thing would get me on a 12-mile round trip. You know what I mean is 6 out, 6 back, going up hills and hauling my big butt. But 50, I think you'd have to pedal a lot to get to that, and you definitely need that external battery. So again, the links are down below. I hope this worked out for you as far as information on this bike if you've been looking for one, and look for more. We'll have some more coming out here shortly, but this one here by far as the looks is incredible. But I think that this is the one that you should get if you're thinking about building your own electric bike. Spend the money, get this one, and be very happy with something that's quality.
It's a little retro.
Little retro, you're right. Almost 10 speed.
Yeah.
If I can just picture this having handlebars
Yeah.
that curl around.
Yeah.
But anyways, links are down below, guys. Thanks for watching.